Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today's Monday, March the 11th. We got 6 games on today's schedule. Today, I got one pick for you guys, just one pick. But at the end of the video, since I only have one pick and the video will be relatively short, I will briefly touch upon each game, give you guys my thoughts and my leans, and possibly more plays later on in the day. First, let's talk about yesterday, guys. Quick recap. We had a perfect night, 3-0. We hit the Sacramento Kings team total under 120.5. Sacramento struggled to score once again against Houston. They only put up 104 points. We cashed that pick pretty easily. We hit the Indiana Pacers. We had them with the +2. They won straight up comfortably by 14. And we also had the Brooklyn Nets +7.5. They also won straight up 120 to 101. So it was a relatively easy night. 3-0. It was a good night, guys. No complaints whatsoever. Some funky results, guys. Overall, I can understand. I see a lot of people talking about how they just want to quit betting on the NBA. A lot of random results. And yesterday, guys, usually on Sundays, we do have some crazy stuff taking place. And if you look at some of the results, I can't blame a lot of people, guys. It is hard to handicap this sport. Anyways, like I said, today I have one pick for you guys, and at the end of the video, we're going to briefly touch upon each of the games and see if we can come up with something more later on in the day. So, without further ado, let's get into the action, guys, see if we can make some money on this Monday. All right, my sole pick of the night is going to come in the game between the Dallas Mavs and the Chicago Bulls. The Dallas Mavs, 2 wins in their last 5, downtrending overall in the last 5 games, but they are on a 2-game winning streak. They did beat the Miami Heat, and also beat the Detroit Pistons the last one convincingly, 142 to 124. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, okay, it's just the Detroit Pistons, doesn't say much. But, guys, playing Detroit on the road, especially some of these lower echelon teams, it's easy to play down to the competition if you're not serious. You don't go in there and put the hammer down. Some of these teams can be a nuisance. Dallas left no room for doubt. They went in there and won that game comfortably by 18. Some more good news for Dallas. No injuries. They should be at full strength. The Chicago Bulls, 3 wins in their last 5. They were on a road trip, a 4-game road trip, and played very well, guys. They won 3 out of those 4 games out west. Not something easy to do. They beat the Sacramento Kings, the Utah Jazz, Golden State Warriors, and lost to the LA Clippers by 10 in the last game of that trip. But they had their chances, guys. They were in that game for the majority of it, and they had their chances, guys. Could have easily swept that trip out west. So Chicago has been playing pretty well. Now, guys, the bad news for Chicago, this is the first game back from a road trip. Never a good spot for Chicago. They do have a few injuries. Nothing new, but they are playing shorthanded. But the team, guys, has been rock solid, got to admit. They are nice. They are nice, guys. They're going to be trouble in the playoffs and the play-in tournament. I wouldn't want to play against the Chicago Bulls. Now, guys, like I said, Dallas looks like they finally turned things around. They were in a bit of a slump the last game. I really like the way they look. They are at full strength. Luka, a couple of games ago, looked like he was letting out some frustration, hitting some chairs, this and that. He's really locked in. I really like Dallas tonight, guys, in this game. I'm going to take them with the -4. I know Chicago, guys, has been red hot, but like I said, this is a bad spot. First game back from a trip, especially a successful trip. Looks like they could probably let their guard down a bit. And in the standings, they are 2 games ahead of the 10th place Atlanta Hawks. I don't think they can really move up to the 8th or the 7th spot. So no real significance for Chicago as far as the standings go this game. I think this is a good spot for Dallas to win and cover the spread. I'm going to take him here with the -4. And that's going to be my pick for tonight, guys. The Dallas Mavs with the -4. And like I said, short schedule, 6 games. Let's briefly touch upon each of the games, give you guys my thoughts. Charlotte at Detroit. Detroit is favored by 4. Charlotte has been playing pretty well. They had a nice win in their last one against Brooklyn at home. But, guys, this kind of reminds me of the Washington-Charlotte game a couple days ago where Washington was on the 16-game losing streak and they were favored at home. They ended up winning and covering. If I had to pick a side, I'd probably take Detroit in that game. Phoenix-Cleveland, Devin Booker is scheduled to come back from my Phoenix Suns. I expect him to win, guys. I think the firepower, the offensive firepower will be overwhelming for Cleveland. Cleveland does have a lot of injuries, and they are on the second night of a back-to-back. Now, guys, Phoenix is not that good against the number. I don't know if I would lay the points. I would probably take Phoenix on the money line, probably parlay that up, maybe even with Dallas. This is the way I would approach that game, but laying the points with Phoenix is a little risky, even though I wouldn't be surprised if they went in there and blast it. They should go in there and blast Cleveland. Golden State, Sacramento, this is kind of a tricky game, guys. Golden State, they lost straight up to San Antonio a couple of nights ago. The first game that Golden State was without Steph Curry, and they looked absolute trashy. That's just the only word I can come up with describing the Golden State Warriors. San Antonio guys was hitting their shots at an incredible clip. They were hitting at like 60% threes for like 3.5 quarters. Tough to beat any team. San Antonio ran away with that game. Tonight they're going to be getting Wembanyama back. Also Devin Vassell. So 2 players coming back. Golden State still without Steph Curry. Guys, these are very, very tricky games. Usually in this spot, I would take the Golden State Warriors, but I don't know. I for some reason I can't pull the trigger over there. Even though I would, if I was to take a play on this, I would take the Golden State Warriors minus the points. Toronto, Denver. Denver should blow out Toronto, but another garbage game, guys. Toronto is not playing for anything. You never know, we might have a backdoor cover there. Even though Denver, usually against some of these teams, some of these weaker teams, they do blow them away. Denver should win and cover, but no, I'm not going to take anything over there either. And Boston, Portland, be careful, guys, with Boston. It's going to be a back-to-back for Boston. I see the injury report. They have some questionable players. Their starters, Jason Tatum, Brown, Porzingis isn't going to play. Jrue Holiday, they all have them as questionable. They're in Salt Lake City tomorrow taking on the Utah Jazz. So be very careful there on betting anything early. If anything, guys, if you want to take Portland plus the points now and hope that most of these players get held out, the line will drop. It will drop significantly. You could probably then maybe go for a middle. That's probably the way I would approach this game. But overall, I'm going to stay away, see who they're going to put out on the court last minute, maybe make a decision later on. But anyways, guys, these are my thoughts for all the games. My sole pick of the night, though, is going to be on Dallas minus the 4. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video right here. Wish you all good luck on your plays, and I'll see you again in tomorrow's video. Have a good one. Later.